Welcome to the kitchen. I'm Carmine Spria with another great recipe. This one is orchette and mussels. What I mean by orchette is these little thumbprints or little ears, which is what they look like. Actually, they're just kind of in the old days were pressed out by thumb, just like that, like little thimbles. And that's the kind of pasta which just allows for a lot of sauce to soak up. So we've got boiling water. We're going to add orchette pasta. Now, if you want to use a different type of pasta, that's great. Any kind of pasta will work with a dish like this, because what we're looking for is we're looking for a little pasta to kind of form the base or the bottom, a little more starchiness for our mussels. Today we're using Prince Edward Island mussels, which are cultivated mussels. What you're looking for when you look for a mussel is they should be tightly sealed like we have the shell here, or if they're slightly open, like this guy, just give them a little tap, and if they close up, that means they're fresh. If they don't, we're going to discard them, because they're either dead or near dead, and we're looking for fresh mussels. So all these mussels look pretty good. We're ready to go. So in my pan, we've got some hot oil, and we're going to start by adding some finely diced white onion, red onion, whatever you have at home that you'd like to use, but onion would be a great way to start. Now, a dish like this is going to look a little interesting because you're going to say, hey, what are you doing? You got double starch in the pan. Double starch dishes are very Italian, especially down in the South in Sicily, because in times of not having much, I mean, let's be honest, in poverty, what you do is you kind of stretch your dishes and make a little more stick to your ribs, a little heartier. And that's where this kind of dish comes from. But it's very common in Southern Italian food especially to do double starches. So we're going to start with our onions here. We're going to let those guys kind of get a little translucent. Now what we have is we've got some cannellini beans or white beans or great northern beans. Now for something like this, you can buy dried beans and go through the process of soaking. It's not a big deal, but I think a dish like this, canned beans are excellent because they are packed in this water, which gets really thick and syrupy from all the starch in the beans. So what I do is I drain the beans, but keep that reserve liquid, because we're going to start to add that flavor back by adding our beans with our onions. We'll give those guys a quick stir. So again, the beans are getting softened up along with the onions, and we're going to add that reserve liquid now, which is, see how thick that is? That's a real great starter to form like a sauce for our orchette and mussels here. I've then got a little fresh thyme and a little rosemary. And if you've got a preference for your fresh herbs, you want to switch that up with a little oregano, I mean, go for it. It's okay, oregano and basil. But I think these ingredients not only go well together, they go really well with our mussels that we have here today. Okay, so at this point now, that's cooked down. We're going to add our PEI mussels, our Prince Edward Island mussels. We're going to let them cook for about 3 or 4 minutes until they start to open up. And what we have is what I have right here. Now to finish this, which is really kind of simple, we're going to add a little bit of white wine to our pan. I'm also going to take our pasta now, and we're going to add our pasta, which is cooked and came back to a boil, or orchette, or whatever kind of pasta you're using as you cook along at home. We're going to add that right to our pan. And then to finish this, all I need to do is just a little bit of, we've got some beautiful cherry tomatoes today. So I just cut them in half so that they're bite-sized almost. We'll add some cherry tomatoes. And then to finish the whole thing, we want that sauce to kind of form. What we're going to do is we're going to add just a little bit of butter. Butter's going to smooth everything out, add just a little creaminess to our dish, and allow us to build this really great sauce. So we'll give this a stir. Now we've got the mussels are all opened up. We've got those fresh herbs that you can just smell that perfume the whole kitchen. We've got the cherry peppers for some freshness. We've got that reserve liquid. If you wanted to add a little more liquid to this for a little more sauce, the pasta water would be a great addition, a great way to go. And again, the wine is optional, so if you didn't want to use the wine, you wouldn't have to. But the wine has low alcohol content, so it cooks off pretty quick. Finish the dish now. We're just going to take some of these mussels out with some of this orchette. We're going to put it right down. And this would be a great first course, possibly. You know, something great to put in the middle of the table and share with a lot of family and friends. But as you can see, very simple to do, all in one pan. One pan pickups. That's what we should call these segments. One pan pickups. Very simple to do. You have these fresh mussels in the fridge. You keep them on some ice. You pick through them. All the ones that are open are the great guys. The ones that don't open are the ones you throw away. It's very simple to do. Pour a little more of my sauce over the top, and there you go. Orchette with some cherry tomatoes and Prince Edward Island mussels. Another simple dish. I hope you like this one. Remember, you can find a lot of things to do here at carminestv.com, from recipes, how-tos, behind-the-scenes bloopers, and much more. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time.